Hello, welcome back to my channel. Got another book video today and it's the upcoming book releases for October, November, which I'm really excited about. I feel like I did this really weirdly and I should have done like different ones. Maybe a December one will have to be like its own video or something, but I love filming these. I just love knowing like what's coming up because it's something to get excited about, isn't it? Also, ignore the fact that my hair is grey. I overtoned it. I've washed it 3 times and this is the best that I can get it. But yeah, I needed to do my roots and then she's a bit grey. But it's fine. It's fine. I've also cleaned up the background so it kind of looks cute. We've got a little autumnal number going on. Although, no, October is autumn, isn't it? I feel like I keep getting confused. But yeah, upcoming book releases for October, November. Let's get into it before I ramble anymore. Right, let's get on Goodreads. I saved a load of them to my Goodreads. I think my Goodreads is just Lorraine Dewhurst or Lorraine A. Dewhurst. I don't know at this point. It's one of them. I think all my private ones that I don't use anymore, like socials, were Lorraine Dewhurst, so I changed them all to Lorraine A. Dewhurst, and now I don't really use my old ones, so I could just change them, couldn't I? But it's faff. It's just faff. Right, let's start with October. First things first, there is apparently a Kraken romance called Kiss for My Kraken, a cozy monster romance by Honey Phillips, coming out on the 2nd of October. There's no cover for this though, so I feel like, when is the 2nd? I feel like it's a week and a half, so I'm a bit like, is this happening? Honey, let me know. But yeah, this sounds fun. I'm always down for a monster romance. I love anything like that. It says, a lonely woman, a grumpy kraken, and a town determined to bring them together. Sold already. Literally, one sentence, sold. Nina needs a fresh start. Broke, alone, and desperate to escape her past, she stumbles into a quirky little town of Fairhaven Falls, hoping for a quiet place to rebuild her life. What she doesn't expect is to nearly drown in the river on the edge of the town, to be saved by the town's most mysterious resident. Sam has spent most of his life lurking deep in the river, keeping his distance from humans ashore. As he's a kraken, he's used to being feared and left alone. But when he rescues Nina, something in him stirs, an unfamiliar and dangerous longing to keep her. Is it Fade Mates? Love, love, love. Nina should be terrified of the massive tentacled creature who rescues her. Instead, she finds herself drawn to him. Oh, I'm literally sold. Like, absolutely sold. But just as she begins to believe she's found a place to belong, her past comes calling, threatening to rip her new life and her monster from her grasp. That sounds so cute. I really want to read that. I don't know much about this. I've never heard of Honey Phillips before, not read any of her books. Some of her books look like they're short stories, which I really like books that are over like 250 words, really, like minimum. I'll read the odd one that's like 220 if it's like the start of an Alien book, because for some reason the start of an Alien series, the first few books are like 220 pages, but then they get up to like 280 or like 300. I don't know why, but it's just the way it works. But yeah, Kiss for My Kraken, a cozy monster romance by Honey Phillips on the 2nd of October. And I've got it as one to read, but there's not much info on it, so we'll see if that appears. Baby, I'm not angry, love you just the same. So, coming on the 7th of October, this is probably my like most anticipated read for the rest of the year. It's Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Oh, I can't wait. I am like the biggest Ali Hazelwood fan. I loved Deep End. That was a 5-star for me. Or what was it called? Problematic Summer Romance 4.5. That series, like Not in Love, and that one are probably my least favourites that she's done. But again, like least favourite series, if that, does that even make sense? Because it's not really a series. But them two are my favourites that she's done. It doesn't compare to like Love Hypothesis, Bride, Deep End, Love Theoretically. Like, that kind of vibe. But yeah, oh, mate, I'm so excited. I loved Bride. I feel like I gave it a 4.75 just because I felt like it got a bit slow at some points. I was kind of like, come on. But I still really, really loved it. God, I can't even remember. I feel like at the end of that book, though, you saw one of the characters say that, like, this girl was his mate. So it says, a human hybrid and an alpha wereclaw against the bonds of fate in a highly anticipated companion novel. Serena Paris is orphaned, packless, and one of a kind, coming forward as the first human were hybrid. Love that. All her enemies closing in on her. She's got one option left. Is that the alpha? Does he take her in? Oh, and she's his mate. She doesn't reciprocate the feelings, but it doesn't stop him from keeping her safe. Oh my god, but she's gonna fall for him. Oh, I love it. I love Fated Mates. I love Wolf Shifters. They're like some of my favourite romance books ever. So I can't wait. Can't wait. But yeah, that is the 7th of October. I have that pre-ordered on Waterstones, I want to say, or Amazon, one of them. So it will be coming. And I just can't wait. Baby, I'm not angry. Love you just the same. Also, on the 7th, we actually have Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. Garber? Is that how you pronounce her name? I think she did the Once Upon a Time series, which I haven't read yet. Has anyone else read it? Because I've heard like that it's amazing, and then on Goodreads it's only got like a 4.04, which for like a series that I see all the time, I feel like that's quite low. Even though it's not, it is like low on Goodreads for like a big series. But yeah, it is on my TBR and I do really want to read it. I might ask for it for Christmas or something. But yeah, 7th of October again. I want to read this, but I'm unsure because I feel like I saw that this was a love triangle. And I don't know why everyone loves a love triangle in a fantasy book. It winds me up. I just hate them. Unless there's a clear... Like, it's not really a love triangle, but like, there's a guy involved, but you know that she won't really end up with him. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what it's about. It starts with a class in an old movie theatre, taught by a woman called the Professor. Most students believe Professor's stories are fiction, but Holland St. James has always been convinced that magic's real. When she tracks down a local legend named the Watchman, who can supposedly tell you when you'll die, the world finally makes sense. Except that the Watchman tells her she will die at midnight tomorrow unless she finds an ancient object called the Alchemical Heart. With the clock ticking, Holland is pulled deeper into this magical world in the heart of Los Angeles and into the path of a magnetic stranger. Why can't I talk? I'm like, oh God. As they chase clues and stories that take them closer, Holland realises everything in the intoxicating new world is lying to her, even this stranger. And if she can't figure out who to trust, not even the alchemical heart will save her. That sounds really good. Magnetic stranger. Everything about him feels like a bad idea, but he promises Holland that her sister sent him to protect her. What's going on here? Is it going to be like a little bit of betrayal? I kind of like that. You know, like at the end of Fourth Wing when she realises everything that's going on. I'm not going to spoil anything. I just loved that bit, even though like your heart kind of breaks with them, but you kind of also love it. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I think I don't know whether to read that first or just go in with this and like, I feel like sometimes with an author, their newer work is just a lot better because they've just done a lot more they've just done a lot more like, I feel like the more they get into their career sometimes, you can tell how amazing their writing gets. So I don't know if to try this first or just go, I think there's another series, is it Carnival or something? I don't know. I've not read that either though. I haven't read anything by her before, but I'm looking forward. I like this. Unless it's like a very strong love triangle, then I might not. But I don't know, I just like the sound of it. Again, another author that I haven't read from before is B.K. Borison. I feel like I've seen her books though, like quite a lot. I've got First Time Caller upstairs. I just haven't read it yet. Do I take that away with me next week? I probably could, couldn't I? We'll see. But like Love Like Farms, I've heard of that book. Never read anything by her, but she has a book coming out on the 21st of October, and it's called Good Spirits, which I feel like for the time of year, I love the sound. I love the sound of that name. Not gonna lie, haven't even looked at the blurb, just saw the cover and was like, I'm saving that for later. It's a new holiday romance with a magical twist that will have everyone falling in love with the ghost of Christmas past. He's the ghost of Christmas past. She's not exactly Scrooge. Ghost of Christmas past, Nolan Callahan intends to spend his holiday haunting like every other, get in, get out, return to his otherwise aimless existence as a ghost awaiting the afterlife. But when he's faced with Harriet York, the sweetest assignment he's ever had, he suddenly finds himself wishing for a future. Harriet York has no idea she's being haunted. She's a good person, or at least she tries to be, a people pleaser to her core. She always does what's expected of her, but as her and Nolan begin to examine the past, they discover there are threads that bind them together. It's given Invisible String. Is it not? Do you not think that just sounds like just like a cute holiday romance? I mean, it's coming out at the end of October, so I get why it's kind of like holiday, but Good Spirits also kind of feels spooky. With the deadline of Christmas Eve fast approaching, will they find the key to their futures in each other's pasts, or will they stay firmly in the present, indulging in their unexpected spirited connection? I love that. Filled with magic mayhem, cozy holiday charm, this swoony romance is her best yet. Do you think that just sounds dead fun? I have never read any of her books though, but I feel like for First Time Caller, I saw everywhere. It has such a good rep, like on Book Talk. I got like, you know, they had the cute edges of it in the works. I got it and it's on my shelf because I got another one. What's it called? Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I have that as well and they sit together and they look really cute. But I need to read it. I bought it because it looked cute and everyone was talking about it and it's not on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm gonna need to buy it now. But yeah, I love the sound of this book and I'm really excited. And the cover, love the cover. Love the cover so much. Baby, I'm not angry. Love you just the same. If you're looking for like a cheesy little rom-com, on the 7th of October, Lauren Blakely has done a book called My Favourite Holiday. I've read some of her books before. They were like, I feel like they were like dad's best friend, ex-boyfriend's dad, like, but I actually really enjoyed them. But yeah, I feel like this is just like a perfect rom-com-y moment. Wanted, one hot billionaire to pose as my Christmas boyfriend must be willing to make my cheating ex jealous when you kiss me under the mistletoe to all the holiday parties. And bonus points if you make him cry. To my surprise, my billionaire boss is more than up for the challenge. The sexy single dad needs a +1 at Christmas Eve wedding where he's the best man and I'm the maid of honour. And since my ex in the wedding party too, they team up and like, I don't know. I feel like these kind of books, I never really think they're like masterpieces, but I feel like just really fun to enjoy like around Christmas. But yeah, it sounds fun. Love a fake day in, love a single dad, love anything festive. I feel like I did not read enough festive books next year. But yeah, that's on the 7th of October, but I feel like I'm going to wait till November for that because that is Christmas. That's Christmas. That's not autumn. Next, this book comes out on the 21st of October and it's A Curious Kind of Magic by Maura Rutherford. I really struggle to pronounce people's names and I don't know why. I've heard nothing about this author and nothing about this book, but when I was just looking at like some book releases coming up, it says Howl's Moving Castle meets Little Thieves in this cozy fantasy about a teenage owner of a mostly fake magical curiosity shop and a girl cursed to turn everything she touches into magic, and it kind of just sold me. It just seemed fun. I feel like it's like a shop, her father's shop hasn't sold anything in decades, hanging on by the skin of its teeth, and then someone appears and tries to help them. They work together. I don't really know, but it sounds fun and it sounds cute and I love the name, like A Curious Kind of Magic. Cozy fantasy for October. It just sounds good. I don't really have much to say because I know nothing about this book, but it just sounded cute, so I thought I'd save it. And like a few people have done like art reads for it, and it's quite highly rated, to be honest. It's a 4.06, and a lot of people have done like 4 and 5 stars on the front, so I feel like I'm going to give that one a go. On the 28th of October, we have the Gods and Monsters book 4. Now, I'm not going to lie, I read these all last year, so I feel like I might have to do a reread, but I loved the Book of Asriel so much. 5 stars. The next 2 books in the series, I'd probably give a 4 stars to both. But yeah, I feel like loads of people love the second book in the series. I don't know why. I don't really like a book where like one of them, like they're not really together, as in they're not physically like, I don't know, they're in different places in the book, and like she's kind of on the run, blah blah, he's trying to catch her. Like those kind of books aren't my favourite, which is why I didn't really enjoy the second book as much, but loads of people like loved that book. But yeah, this is The Wrath of the Fallen. I'm not gonna lie, I literally cannot remember what happened in the last book. Like, I really need to reread all of them, so I can't really say much, to be honest. And I feel like if I say anything, it'll probably ruin the next 4 books. But the Book of Asriel, like the first book in this series, if you've not read it, it's by Amber V. Nicole, by the way. It's so good. I just can't. I feel like she's working for people. She's kind of like a badass, and she kind of gets captured by this guy, and then they kind of end up working together, and like they end up falling for each other. But there's like this one moment where he's like just looking at her and they fall asleep. It's kind of like a one bed trope, and he's like, I would like do anything, like burn the whole world for her. And it just sold me on the whole book, and I loved it so much. Like, just read it. It's a really good fantasy book. I feel like the first 20% of it, a lot of people were like, oh, I'm unsure, like it was a bit hard to get into, but like once you really get into it, it's incredible. But yeah, The Wrath of the Fallen is out on the 28th of October, and I feel like I need to pre-order that, but I don't have any other books. I feel like if a book's on Kindle Unlimited, I don't really pre-order it, to be honest, unless it's like a really cool edition. But yeah, I'm really excited to read that one. I feel like I did so many books for October, but there's just so many that I don't have loads for November, but it's fine. I feel like maybe mid-November we can kind of do end of November, December, like very festive books or something like that. But yeah, the first book on my November TBR is A Very Merry Christmas. There's no cover for this yet, and it's by Brittany C. Cherry. This is only on my book like TBR because I know nothing about this book, but her book Disgrace was my first 5-star read of last year, and I loved it so much. It was so good. Like, I think it took me until May to have a 5-star read last year, like, and I was reading so much. I feel like I was just in a bit of a slump, and like everything just wasn't hitting, and that book brought me back, so I trust her. It literally says, a Christmas romance coming November 7th 2025, synopsis to come. So I know nothing about this, but I just wanted to throw it out there that if you have not read her before, I love her. I feel like she did The Holidates as well, which I really liked. It was kind of like Friends, grumpy restaurant owner. She kept going into his restaurant for like dates. They kind of fake date become a thing. I don't know, but I just loved it. I feel like she wrote that as well. If she didn't, I'm really sorry, but in my head she did. But yeah, I know nothing about this book, but it's still on the TBR because I feel like it needs more. People need to talk about her more, because I just love Disgrace. If you've not read it, read it. I feel like it just gets you in the feels. I just loved it so much. On the 20th of November, we've got Mountain Grump. Quite excited actually. This is S.J. Tilly. It's the 3rd book. I think it's the final book as well in the Mountain Men series. So what was the first one? Mountain Boss, Mountain Daddy. And then Mountain Grump is about Ethan that you meet in Mountain Daddy at some point. I don't really know much about this book either. Oh, the book description. The park ranger and his curvy little obsession. Sold already. Do you have to say any more words? I don't think you do. But I'm really excited about this. I think she just did a cover reveal on Instagram, so I'll have that here. On Goodreads, it's not there yet, but I'm pretty sure I did see one. But yeah, I love a grumpy man. And I love S.J. Tilly. Like, not every single book she writes is like my favourite. But I don't know, I just feel like she writes she can make books feel serious but funny but dark, but like there's humour and there's like, I don't know. I don't get bored reading her books even if they're like a lot of smut scenes in or stuff, which with a lot of things I do just get really bored. I don't know if anyone else does. I feel like I'm just skipping it, like, okay, where's my slow burns at? But yeah, I just really love her books. If you haven't read any before, I think I'd start with the Alliance series, which is Nero, King, Dom and Hans, because it's just like dark romance, but it's like mafia, it's fun, and yeah, this series is really good as well. I don't know what I think she's got a hockey romance series, but I haven't read that yet. But yeah, again, there's not much info. I feel like maybe November is a bit too far because it is the end of September right now when I'm filming this, but I'm really excited to read it nevertheless. I just saw that Martin Grump is Marriage of Convenience. Someone put 8 days ago as a comment, update Marriage of Convenience trope announced. Even more sold. Even more sold. Okay, on the 18th of November, this is my second most anticipated read for the year. So May is first, and then next it's Callie Hart Brimstone, Fame Alchemy, book 2. So the first book, what was it actually called? Quicksilver. I feel like I keep saying Kingfisher, but that's the name of the guy in the book, isn't it? I have reread that book. I love that book. I give it like a 4.5, 4.75. I love it. Again though, I can't really remember where it ended off. Like, I don't really know what's going to be happening here. And I don't really want to read the synopsis out because there's things in there that I feel like Percy opened the door, didn't he? There's things like that if you've not read the first book, apparently it ended on a cliffhanger and I can't remember because I read it last August or something. And I feel like I reread it at the end of last year or re-listened to it because I feel like the audiobook came out at the end of last year. But the first book it kind of gave like Hunger Games where they have like different realms. And like she was in like a really low realm that like they just weren't really given a lot. So she steals something, but she gets taken away for stealing something. And then opens like a Fey realm, goes in, there's like fated mates, the side, like, I love the side characters in this book. They like make the book just as much as the main characters do. It's that good. It is really long though. I feel like it's like 700 pages or near enough, but it was so good. I loved the characters. I didn't feel myself getting bored. I felt the world building was really good, but not like overly confusing. I feel like within the first few chapters, I was already like, okay, I'm liking this. And I thought it was going to be a love triangle, but it wasn't. And I really enjoyed that, but it keeps you guessing. But she wants to get out of this realm because her brother was left in the other world and he's not, I feel like she needs to kind of look after him because he keeps getting himself in trouble. So in this book, I think she's still trying to get him back. That's what I've got, but the rest of it, can't really say because I don't want to spoil it. But read Brimstone. I have pre-ordered this as a special edition. Did anyone see the special editions of Quicksilver? I did get the one from Waterstones where it's like a brand new cover and the edges are like foiled silver, and this one the edges are foiled like bright orange, I want to say, and it looks so cool. I can't wait to have it. But yeah, I have pre-ordered it from Waterstones, so I will be reading that as soon as I get it. That was the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and let me know what books are on your TBR or if I've missed anything off. I feel like I don't want to mention too many books because I end up rambling so much. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. Brimstone and May are like my top 2 that I'm really excited to read. But yeah, I'll see you soon for a brand new video. Bye!